Most people walk through life looking at the world exactly as it is. Entrepreneurs walk through the same world asking a completely different question. How could this be better? That one question has created some of the world's biggest companies. It has turned ordinary people into billionaires. And surprisingly, it has very little to do with having a lot of money or being the smartest person in the room. Entrepreneurs don't see opportunities because they're lucky. They see opportunities because they've trained themselves to notice problems that everyone else has accepted as normal. Think about the last time something frustrated you. Maybe you waited too long in a queue. Maybe an app was difficult to use. Maybe a product broke sooner than it should have. Most people complain for a few minutes and move on with their day. An entrepreneur's mind goes somewhere completely different. Instead of asking, "Why is this so annoying?" they ask, "Could this be done better?" That small shift in thinking changes everything. Every successful business exists because someone solved a problem. Uber solved the frustration of finding a taxi. Airbnb solved the problem of expensive accommodation. Netflix solved the inconvenience of renting DVDs. They didn't invent people's problems. They simply looked at familiar frustrations through a different lens. This is where many people misunderstand entrepreneurship. They think it's about having a revolutionary idea that nobody has ever imagined before. In reality, most successful businesses don't create new problems to solve. They solve old problems in better, faster or simpler ways. That's why entrepreneurs often notice opportunities where everyone else sees ordinary life. Walk into a busy cafe and one person sees people drinking coffee. An entrepreneur might notice customers waiting too long for their orders. Walk into a supermarket and most people see shelves full of products. An entrepreneur might notice confusing layouts, long checkout lines or products customers keep searching for but can't find. They're not looking harder than everyone else. They're simply looking differently. Another thing entrepreneurs understand is that money follows value. Most people focus on earning more money. Entrepreneurs focus on creating more value. They know that if they can genuinely improve someone's life, save them time, reduce stress or solve a meaningful problem, money often follows naturally. That's why some businesses grow into global companies while others disappear after a few years. The businesses that survive are usually the ones that continue solving real problems. Entrepreneurs also have a different relationship with failure. To many people, failure is proof they weren't good enough. To an entrepreneur, failure is information. It tells them what didn't work, what customers didn't want and what needs to change. Every mistake becomes feedback instead of a reason to quit. Imagine opening a cafe and discovering that customers rarely order one item on the menu. Most people would see that as a mistake. A business owner sees valuable information. They remove it, improve it or replace it with something customers actually want. Every business decision becomes an experiment, and every experiment teaches something useful. This mindset doesn't only apply to starting a company. You can think like an entrepreneur whether you own a business or not. Ask yourself better questions. How can I make my work more valuable? What skill is becoming more important every year? What problem do people around me constantly complain about? Where is time being wasted? Where is money being wasted? Those questions train your brain to look for opportunities instead of obstacles. The biggest difference between entrepreneurs and everyone else isn't that they have more ideas. It's that they act on them. Millions of people have had brilliant ideas while driving to work, sitting in a cafe or talking with friends. Most disappear within a few hours because they're never written down, tested or improved. Entrepreneurs understand that an average idea with consistent action is usually worth more than a brilliant idea that never leaves someone's imagination. Here's something worth remembering. The world doesn't reward people for seeing opportunities. It rewards people for creating solutions. The next successful business might not come from a genius sitting in a laboratory. It might come from someone who noticed an everyday frustration that everyone else had learned to ignore. Maybe that's the biggest lesson of all. Entrepreneurs don't live in a different world. They simply see the same world through different eyes. Before you go, ask yourself, what problem have I accepted as normal that could actually become my biggest opportunity? If this video inspired you, like and subscribe to Empowerment. Every click helps us spread the mindset that changes lives. Empowerment. Build yourself, build wealth.